One. Hey, welcome, welcome. We are so excited to have you here. I am excited. I have my mug. I can't wait to share with you the three tools, the three tips. I'm here with Guyleen and with Latifa. We are excited to join you today in this live session to talk about the Day Away Mystery, to talk about Triple Stitch. I know a lot of you are already signed up for the Day Away Adventure, Mystery Quilt Adventure. But maybe you're here for the first time because your friend brought you here and your friend said you need to join. So we're probably wondering, well, what is Triple Stitch and what is a Day Away Mystery Quilt event? Guyleen, what is the A Day Away or what is Triple Stitch?
Well, a day away. Let's talk about a day away mystery quilt. This is a mystery quilt like no other. No other. You're going to have 9 weeks of instruction. It's a 6-part mystery quilt. You won't be making a zillions of things before you know what it is. Each part is revealed from the beginning. It's in the classrooms. Each section will be released one section per week. And what makes us special, guess what? You're going to learn how to machine quilt the quilt. There will be no more quilt as desired. You could do it as desired, but in case you need an idea or a skill set to pull it off, Geraldine's going to make that happen, and we're all excited about that. So that is new, and no one else is doing it. That is what a day away can bring. We are almost a day away from starting. I hope you can join us.
Well, it is exciting, and I am really looking forward to sharing the machine quilting. I have some tips for you tonight, and I'm going to share my tool. But before I do, Latif is going to talk about Triple Stitch. Maybe you're new, you don't know what Triple Stitch Collective is.
Oh, Triple Stitch, we've introduced it brand new with the Day Away Mystery. It is basically, it's a collective with Guyleen, Geraldine, and myself. We formally organized, so we're all professional now. And we just want to be able to bring you some collective experiences. We consider all of you part of our collective, so you're kind of the extended family of the collective. But we have a couple of different collaborative projects. This is our very first one that we're working on, and we're really excited to take a deep dive into a day away and to share with you more today about it.
Well, I'm excited at this opportunity to bring our collective talents together just for you. And we were thinking, what else can we share to let you know that this mystery quilt event is one you don't want to miss? And I thought, well, we all thought, why not give a little hint from the mystery toolbox? And we thought, what about the tools? What about sharing what the tools are? Each of us are going to share our personally designed quilting tool that you're going to use in the mystery. Now, we're not going to give the mystery away, but we're going to show you the tool and what some of the things it can do. And you are not going to want to miss not only the mystery, you're not going to want to miss these tips and tools. So if you didn't grab your friend, text her right now. Text your friend and say, come, don't miss out on this live tool tip demo from the three of us. We want to share this with you and your friends. So Guyleen is going to share hers first. Guyleen, let us know what's in store with your tool and what is it?
Well, we're going to do Polygon 5. So we're going to talk about the Polygon 5. You're going to watch a very short video, and then we're going to talk about how to do some great piecing with Polygon quilts. So hold on.
All right, here we go.
Polygon 5. This is the 5th tool in the Polygon series, and 5 is also my lucky number, just in case you needed to know that. The Polygon 5 makes, ironically, 5 shapes, or one tool, bang for the buck, to make 5 shapes. The tool was originally designed to finish off the edges of any of the polygon quilts. And using the tool to cut these various shapes, what's happening is you're going to use a 3.5-inch strip, so that if this is your actual edge, everything along the edge would be in fact on grain. And a lot of times that's very important to keep your stretch in control, and it's just a perfect fit to give you nice clean edges. Otherwise, you're going to have to use the full piece and then hack. All right, so the first shape we're going to cut real quick is a long half diamond. So, of course, it is what it says it is. It's a half diamond, and the half diamond is split lengthwise. So it's going to go right down. So you're going to have these beautiful narrow points here. This is a 30-degree angle at the bottom. And when I cut out the long halves, I generally always cut my tips off or follow the ruler to do that. When you do that, to me, it trims you up, and you got a better stop on knowing where to stop and start the piecing. This would be considered trash. Okay, that's just to get your lead edge. So that is the long half diamond. So two of these together, as you would see, would make a full diamond. So what's the fun is when you use the tool for piecing to build the actual design, not just for the edge, which is what we're going to do for the mystery quilt. So I'm not going to share any of that, but this is the long half diamond. The next up is to do a half cone. Now, a cone is the full tool minus a tip. And there's 2 tips you could take off, but let's get it cut first. So I'm going to flip my ruler upside down because I'm going to take advantage of this lead cut that I already have going here. And I'm going to trim off the other side of it. And remember, in the mystery, you will get a full slow motion demo of this. And I'm just speeding through this just to give you wet your whistle, so to speak, so you know what's coming. And there you go. So the first thing you do is you're going to cut the long half diamond. Now, at this point, you got to decide. Now, this is solid. So both sides are exactly the same. So if you were here, what you're going to do is just rotate the tool so that half cone, see that? Half cone is going to be at the top of your angle or that leg. And you're going to have a nice parallel side here. And this is what we're going to, in fact, trim off. That's gone. That is the cone. So 2 of these would make the full cone. Keep that in mind. Oh, what can we do next? Okay, let's do the wedge. Now, when the wedge, if I put my hand here, the wedge is this half. And the best way, the most efficient way to do it is to cut 2 of them. So on your tool, it will tell you the size of the strip, which is 3.5 by 7.5, which is that strip. You are going to put the dash line that says the word wedge on it on one end, and you are going to cut it. And of course, trim it all out. My chair is on rollers here, so instead of using something else, I'm rolling. Wedge 1, left over. I spin this around, and I do the exact same thing to get wedge 2. So your 3.5 by 7.5 gives you 2 wedges, but they're going to be the exact same wedge. Meaning that if you were using this to finish up your quilt to trim out the edge, you're going to need 4 corners, and these are the corner pieces. So if you're using those on the corner, you're going to need the mirror image. Now, again, I said this was a solid, so we don't have to really worry about it. But when you cut it off of a 7.5 inch strip or rectangle, you're going to get 2 of the same. But you would, in fact, want that. So what would you do? Aha. Let's pretend. So I cut 2 7.5, 3.5 by 7.5 inch rectangles. I have right sides together. Doesn't matter. You can put right sides together, wrong sides together, but you're going to have to put them either way because you want mirror images. So when I do it this way and cut both of them out, that's what I get. And I do it again. And that's how you get your 4. Now, if there was a true corner, I probably would have the same fabric, so cut 2 of the same fabric, and then this would flip around. This is how you get the magic. Look at that. Look at that. Of having nice 90 degrees, because that is the trick. Very few times in polygons, when you're dealing with 120, 60 and 30 degree angles, is how to square things off without just basically hacking. And you see this gives you a lovely square, and you could put a lovely diamond in the center of that, and that can be a nice oblong block. So if you had the poly 2, you would drop that in, right? And that would make a very lovely block. That's something to think about. But that's how you make that magic happen. All right, what's next up? Well, you can also cut what I call a cottage. It's this little house looking thing. And it's like a little house. So a little house is a cottage. And a little house is when both edge tips come off. So this is the shape left. You're going to cut a 3.5 by 5.5. You're going to center it between the 2 dashed lines, and you just trim it out. How simple is that? Super simple. Again, I'm doing this in record-breaking speed like it's an infomercial, but in the classroom, this goes nice and slow, and I talk gently, but that is the house. We have one more fun shape to do, and it is imagine a half of a house. It's that cool shape. Look at that. That is so cute. Look at that cool shape. That's half of a house, or I call it a nugget. And to cut a nugget, you're going to 3.5 inches, because everything is on this tool is from a 3.5 inch, and it's 3.5 by 3. The nugget is from that dash line to that. So that's my nugget. And I lay it between those 2 dash lines. I line up the bottom and I trim it out. Nugget. Again, this is not a symmetrical piece. So if you want or need both the mirror image, you're going to put 2 pieces of fabric together. They could be the same or different. Right sides together or wrong sides together, depending on which color you want on the left, which color you want on the right. And you will cut both out at the same time. And so when you open them up, you do in fact have both of them. And you would sew that seam, and that would equal a house. Or again, all of these pieces, all the shapes, can be used separately as part of being the feature of a quilt. They don't have to just go on the edge to finish up the edge. It's really edgy and more. And that's it. So to learn more, what do you have to do? Play along in the mystery. And there's so much more to be had. But this is the tool, Polygon 5. It's edgy and more.
Wow, that's exciting. So exciting. So here is two quilts that I use the Polygon 5 for the interior. And on one of them, which has the blue edge, it's used in the interior to make the blocks as well as the edge. How cool is that? The one in the with the little artwork in the center, that's all nugget. That's a charm quilt made with just one shape, nuggets all over the place. That quilt is called chiclets because it reminds me of little chiclets. Okay, so what are we going to talk about next? Next up, our tip. So here it comes, the tip. All right, so the purpose of the polygons, actually, I think the polygons are easier to stitch than half square triangles and maybe quarter square triangles because that angle is 45. When you're dealing with 60s, 30s, and 120s, there's some magic that happens, and it's called those dog ears. And you want those dog ears. Those dog ears lead to absolutely perfect piecing. Now, I know this little PDF is hard to see from where you are. So guess what? It is uploaded in the classroom. So my rule of thumb is pin the beginning, pin the end, and stretch for the middle. So when you have a flat side to a flat side, you align the flat sides. When you have a point to a point, you align the point. Now, those two are no-brainers. But what happens when you align a point to a flat? Aha, now that you're talking. And that's where you really need to know the distance from where that dog ear, which is the point, sticks up above the flat. And it's going to create a little valley. And in that valley is where I needle down and I slip the valley against the needle and I stitch it out. So you will get this PDF so you'll really understand the real perfect alignment. And sometimes you could be a little bit off either with your stitching because you're not perfect quarter of an inch. You have your personal quarter of an inch. So you don't worry about it. You place the distance of that dog ear from where it is to a quarter of an inch on your throat plate. Drop your needle down and then insert the valley against the shaft of the needle. And don't forget, I pin. I pin the beginning, I pin the end, I roll over those pins, but in order to do that, you really have to use super fine patchwork pins and maybe increase your stitch length just a tad. I do 2.5, but you could do a little bit bigger than that. It's not going to fall apart. And that is my tip. Pin the beginning, pin the end, and stretch for the middle. And polygons will go together perfectly. That's it.
So, Guyleen, wow, amazing. The ladies are excited about the tool. I see a couple of ladies who are, their mind is blown about what can be done. This is super cool. They love it. There it is, Polygon 5.
Yeah, we could use it as a frisbee. It's got this really cool shape to it.
Like a boomerang.
Yeah, it's a
Yes, like a
boomerang.
well, ladies, if you haven't signed up, I bet you want to sign up. If you need the link in the chat, let us know. I pinned it at the top of the YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, let us know if you need the link to join the mystery. We want everyone to join in and get access to these amazing tools and techniques. So guess who's next? Me, who wants to learn about a new and exciting tool. I'm so thrilled that through the A Day Away Mystery Quilt, I am debuting my first ruler quilting tool. You will have exclusive first access to this amazing new tool. It's a 3-in-1 ruler quilting tool that I designed based on my years of working and teaching with rulers. I learned that quilters, whether you're a beginner or have a little bit of history, that straight lines and curvy lines are the main things to help us in our machine quilting. Whether you're on a long arm or a domestic machine, this works. So it's not only the 3-in-1 tool, it also has a long length, 12 inches. Do you want to take a look at it? I know you do. That's why you're here. Let's take a look at what you can do with it. You can stitch designs like this with this 3-in-1 tool. You can stitch designs like this. I love modern straight line quilting, but it could also be used on a traditional quilt. Let's look at the tool. This is the Stitch Line 1. It's a 3-in-1 ruler quilting tool with a straight edge. And you might be nervous with all those lines, but those lines have a purpose. Can I confess? I'm a little lazy. I like shortcuts. Who doesn't like shortcuts? Those lines are to help us stitch more and mark our quilts less. This was quilted with no marking, just using those reference lines on the ruler. This also, no marking. I love that. I don't want to spend a whole day marking my quilt. I want to quilt it. The second feature is the channel. That channel feature is for stitching the ditch, but it's for a lot more. I'm so excited about this tool. Everyone in the mystery is going to get one. Long arm, domestic machine. I've put special lines on it like the crosshairs to help us make designs with the channel. And of course, you can quilt designs like this using the channel or the straight edge. No marking. The channel works well for designs like this. I love machine quilting. I can't wait to share with you some tips on how to use this new 3-in-1 tool. I love it especially for curvy designs. Crosshatch on a curve is fantastic. I like crosshatch, but wavy crosshatch. And then who doesn't like organic wavy lines? It means nothing is wrong and everything is right, no matter what you stitch. The other thing it's good for is improv ruler quilting. If you haven't tried improv ruler quilting, it's so fun. Again, the lines on the ruler that I put on this 3-in-1 tool are specific to help you with improv ruler quilting. You start with a very minimal foundation, but the rest is just how you feel at the moment. You can quilt designs like this, improv ruler quilting. Once you learn some basic techniques, and I want to show you a couple today so that you can see how easy it is to use this ruler. So, who is ready to see that? I think you're ready. I'm ready to show you. Let's take a look. So, this is triangles, floating triangles made with two techniques from the ruler that are incorporated. These floating triangles require two different things. One, we're going to use the channel. We're going to use the reference lines, and I put arrows on there to help me quickly stitch between two red arrows, which is 3 inches. Now imagine that this is a border or a sashing. We don't have to mark those lines because they're the seam lines. I can stitch right inside the ditch with the channel, moving to the next position. So I'm stitching a 1/2 inch down. Then I'm going to go across 3 inches. I don't have to mark that. All I have to do is use the reference lines on the ruler. And those arrows help me to quickly see where I'm going to stitch from one point to the next. So I'm going back and forth across 3 inches and then down 1.5 inches. All the reference lines have been strategically placed so that you can quilt faster, efficient, repeatable, no guessing. so that you can have the same results with every single quilt because you will learn how to use those reference lines. Fantastic. And that's why I love this ruler. Over the years, I figured out what lines work well with different types of machine quilting techniques. Did you notice that the only thing I'm moving is the ruler? I'm not moving or rotating the quilt sandwich. Now, I did change it on a diagonal there because the ruler is long and you don't want to hit the back of your domestic machine. So stitching on a diagonal prevents it from hitting the back of the machine. This is the first step in making the floating triangles. This is step number 2. We're going to stitch now from one point to another, and we're using a special feature on the ruler. It's a tab. That tab, along with a reference line, helps me to accurately stitch from one point to the next. I didn't have to draw the line. I didn't have to worry if I'm going to actually stitch from the point to the corner. I can just use what's on the ruler to help me get the result that I want. Notice I'm pointing the edge of that tab to where I want the needle to stitch. Then I'm using another line on the ruler to show me where the needle should stop. Once the needle reaches that line right there, I know to stop stitching. So I can stitch floating triangles without marking at all on the quilt. That's amazing. Who remembers? Raise your hand. Let us know in the chat. How many hours have you spent marking a design only for it to disappear and then have to mark it over again? That's why I love acrylic ruler quilting, especially on a home machine. It has exponentially increased our ability to stitch amazing, wonderful designs and to have fun doing it. Very little frustration. Now, one of my tips is that you have to know how to set up your machine. Set up your machine for success. Once that's done, you can have so much fun with ruler quilting. You can have freedom to stitch any design you want. Who wants that kind of freedom? I know I do. I can't wait to stitch with the Stitch Line 3-in-1 ruler quilting tool. Let us know in the chat. Do you want to do that? Do you want to stitch with this? Are you ready? Are you ready to stitch? Join the A Day Away mystery today if you haven't. You will have first access to the tool. And oh, by the way, those of you who are in the mystery, did you get the notification? Your mystery box is on the way. I got my notification. I'm getting a box too. I'm getting one of Guilene's tools. I'm getting Latifah's tool. We want you to have fun with these tools, not only for the mystery, but for future projects to come. All of our tools are for not just today for the mystery, but also for future projects beyond the mystery. What do you ladies think about the 3-in-1
Oh
tool?
my gosh.
I'm so excited. So it is, I just have to say to both of you, of course, I have to follow greatness, but to work with the two of you and just like I learn from each of you every single time that we are on these calls or that we interact together, and I'm forever grateful. Congratulations, Geraldine, on the launch of your new tool. We've seen her whole progress in getting this together, and you know the ups and downs, the stress, and the success of it. So I'm really excited to be able to play with this and really excited that all of you will get a chance to learn something that a lot of us haven't learned, haven't played with yet. I personally started playing with ruler quilting maybe 2 years ago, and it really does create a certain level of freedom. And then I also have to say about Guilene's tools. I was actually before the clammy ever existed. I was an educator in Guilene's classroom. I worked with Janome many years ago, and I looked at the magic of creating like multifunctional tools, and I'm like, one day I'm gonna do that. So I'm really honored to be here with both of you today, and I'm really excited to see like not only what people like, what everyone in this group learns and creates as we all go through a day away mystery. So
Well, I'm excited. Ladies in the chat are excited. They can't wait to get their hands on it. One lady says, I can't wait to get my box. I think that's Jordan. Yes, Jordan said that. Well, we can't wait for you to get it too. I forgot to share, ladies. I want you to make sure that you know this. For those of you who are getting the 3-in-1 tool, and that's because you're in the mystery, there is a QR code on that QR on the ruler. Make sure you scan that because it's going to give you not just tips about the ruler and what to do. You get 3 designs. You learn how to stitch 3 different designs right away. So scan the QR code. All right, so I'm thankful that I had a chance to share my tool and Eileen had a chance. Guess whose turn it is? Whose turn is it? It's
it's my
Latifah's
turn.
turn. Latifa.
Okay, so this is sort of an extension of work that I've been doing for a long time, but my tool is the latest version of the clamming. And what makes it special is I did a 6, 8, 10, and 12-inch clamming. They were available for years, and a lot of people said, I love layered cakes. I have a million layered cakes. Can you make one that fits perfectly on a layered cake? And so it is the 9-inch clammy, or I call it the 10 square clammy 9-inch, because it fits perfectly on layered cakes for cutting your clamshells and also lots of other shapes. After sitting in Guyleen's classroom and learning from her and seeing a lot of the other tools that are in the industry, I realized I really wanted to do a multifunctional tool. So I wasn't going to make a clamshell template that only created clamshells. Of course, Geraldine, go ahead and show that first quilt. This is what clamshell the clammy was originally made for. It is this is the very first clamshell quilt. It's called Neon and Neutral, and I really wanted to make these like enlarged clamshells and sew this up, and it's taking me on this whole journey. But I realized that with the clamshell shape, we can cut. My theory is that we can cut any shape that's based on a full circle. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a quick demonstration on how we can cut all of the other basic shapes for the clammy. So first we'll cut out a clamshell. This is the 9-inch clammy, or the clammy 9-inch, right on top of a couple of pieces of 10-inch fabric, square fabric, which is what a layered cake would be, or a 10 square would be. And you see how that fits perfectly? I think it's about a 1/4 inch all the way around. But I'm going to show you like the smallest and the biggest clammies as well. So the smallest is the 6-inch. Some people love it. It's a little bit tighter of a curve. But I like personally to go big. So a few of you also are blessed to be a part of the lucky group that owns the giant clammies, and that's the clammy 24-inch. It's at all at once beautiful and ridiculous as well, but it's a lot of fun to play with. But this is the 9-inch clammy. This is the one that's going to come inside of your box. Now you see there are 5 total sort of what I call basic shapes: full circle, half circle, quarter circle, orange peel, and of course the clamshell, which is what we're going to cut right now. So you're just going to center that on your fabric, and we're going to cut all the way around. I'm using a really small rotary cutter here, which is the 28 millimeter. That's actually nice to go on those around those inner circles, but with the 9-inch, you can actually start to use a 45 millimeter. I said 28 millimeter, but 45 millimeter actually works for this as well. So we're just going to cut around that. Now you're going to notice when I take all of the sort of scrap fabric around off of the mat, when I move that out of the way, you're going to see I cut several layers at a time. So unless I'm doing some fussy cutting or I need to center, I will stack quite a few pieces of fabric in order to do that. All right, let's cut a full circle. You're just simply going to take your piece of fabric. These are all pre-cut 10-inch squares, but you can use yardage as well. I normally use an iron to press that. A seam roller works well in this application as well. We're going to line it up with that full circle line on the clammy, and we're going to cut around the curve. And as you see, I do love, and you'll see in my demos for a day away as well. And a lot of times I do love to use that rotating cutting mat. The background is equally as easy to cut out. We're going to fold it both vertically and horizontally, touching the edges. I'm using a quick seam roller here. Normally I will press, and we'll talk a little bit about registration marks, but pressing causes for really nice creases, and we use those as our alignment marks. We'll talk about that a little later. We place the clammy on top, and we're going to align the fold line. So you saw we folded it twice. So if we fold it, we normally are going to align fold lines with there's two markings on the clammy that says fold. Now we have seam allowance all built in, and those are ready to piece together. And it's as easy as that. So let's go ahead and go into the next shape, which is going to be half circle. This is a slightly larger piece of fabric than we need to cut a half circle. You can, as long as it's a minimum big enough, you can cut it from any size piece of fabric. There's a special line that says half circle line on that clammy. We're aligning that with the edge of the fabric. We're cutting around the edge, and we have our half circle. It's that easy. For our half circle background, we're also going to fold our fabric. And here again, we would press it or use a seam roller in this case. And we're going to place that right on top, the fold line with the fold, touch the tip to the bottom of the fabric, and we're just going to cut along that one curve there. And it's that easy. Now we have our background piece cut out for our half circle. And this quarter circle, or of course the famous drunkard's path shape, which is such a fun shape to play with. I think I don't play with the drunkard's path enough, but it's such a fun, powerful shape. And the fun thing is, all of these shapes, you can put them together and they will fit together since it's all based on the same circle size as well. Now I'm cutting my background. I call it a quarter circle block because if you change the background size, you can piece this into any background size. If I made it a little bit smaller, where the edge of the curve would touch the edge of the block, and then that's when it's considered a drunkard's path block. But there we are, quarter circle, just that easy. Now this last shape, I'm going to show you how to cut. I'm actually cutting all four at the same time. I have two pieces of fabric. I folded it in this direction because I wanted the orange peels, which is the shape I absolutely love. I wanted them cut on a diagonal. There's a lot of ways you can cut this. This is just the way I chose to for the demonstration. We want to make sure that orange peel shape that shows on the clammy is fully on that fabric. And I think I probably need a new blade because I was struggling a little bit cutting that in the demo. But we cut around that edge, then we line the edge we just cut with the orange peel line on the clammy, and now we're going to cut on the opposite side. And that's going to give us our orange peels. And I did cut four at a time. And there we go. All right, so now we have a total of four that we've cut out. Now I'm going to show you one way to create a background, to cut a background fabric. There's a couple of different ways. You can piece it where you're piecing the four orange peels into a circle, or you can piece it where it's one orange peel pieced into a single block. We're going to do the one where we're piecing it into a circle, and we're going to take a 10-inch square of fabric and we're going to fold it in half using my seam roller. We're going to place the clammy, there we go, rotate it upside down, and we're going to place the center line with the bottom of that piece of fabric and cut all the way around the clammy edge. I love this shape, and I love how these quilts go together as well. Almost there. All right, now we have our orange peel background. This is, of course, one way to do this. There's a couple of different ways, and I show you different ways depending upon the pattern that we're working on. All right, let's look at all of the shapes together. Let's lay out our orange peel first, and you see how those orange peels fit really nicely in all of those spaces. And this is literally just the beginning. I've started to explore different patterns that we can make. classic quilt shapes and original or unique shapes as well. We have our quarter circle, our half circle, and our full circle. And the great thing about it is I have YouTube videos that walk you through step by step on how to use all or cut out and piece all of the basic shapes. And you also get cutting instructions on the back of the paperwork for the pattern as well. And of course, our clamshell, which is where it all started with. So I love, love, love this. I have two more quilts I want to show you where we are using the same exact, the clammy. Now this one does use two clammy. So we use an 8-inch and 12-inch clammy, but this is a really classic double wedding ring that's colored in a way that makes it a little bit more modern, where some of the rings fall to the back and some of them pop to the front. You can, of course, use whatever fabric you want and create it really fun. You can do square corners, but I really love the fun rounded corners on this baby version of this. And once you learn how to use that 9-inch clammy, once you perfect that curve piecing, which is not as hard as it looks, we're going to go through all of this inside of a day away. But you'll realize that that sewing those curves is not as difficult as it seems. And then this next quilt, I love it because it's like an elevated orange peel quilt as well. And this one right here is, as if you can see, it's an orange peel, but it's a pieced orange peel. The orange peel is pieced in half, pieced and then cut out, as well as that orange peel background that I just showed you. If you look in the center of those circles, we piece actually 4 charms together and then cut it out on top of that. And but you can do this with the clammy, and once you learn it, it's the same curve that you're sewing every single time. So multifunctional tools is something really, really powerful about them. And every single one of the tools that you're getting with the A Day Away mystery quilt are multifunctional, so you can make the quilt we're making now and then so much more. Okay, I'm going to show a really quick tip for you now that I think is really helpful for curved piecing. Now, these are all the shapes that I cut out earlier. And if, as you can see, there are some diagonal and vertical horizontal lines that are already pressed into it. So I pressed them beforehand, and I did this with an iron, so we have nice strong creases, but these are all alignment marks. Unlike some curved rulers, we want the shapes to actually fit perfectly in when we sew them together. So we're going to take that along that fold and we're going to match that curve end to end and we're going to press in the center. And what we're going to do, I'm going to teach a technique for sewing to where we're going to use minimal pins. Guyleen, close your ears. And also maybe maybe possibly we're going to do pinless piecing on some of them. So, and if you're what I if pins are sort of your like your comfort, you know, if you love pins, I'm going to show you how to pin strategically at the beginning, center, and the end so that these shapes go together. And then we're going to take the same concept and expand it and use it in some really creative ways when it comes to putting our whole quilt together. And I can't tell you any more than that because I'll give too much away for our mystery quilt. But the registration marks, they help. Have you ever sewn a curve where you sew it in and you get to the end of the curve and you have an extra piece hanging over that you don't know how the edge of that curve grew because it was supposed to fit in place? Well, this allows us to use those bias edges to their advantage and to piece it in where it fits in perfectly. And I think you're going to really love to learn this technique, and you'll learn how to do it in a day away. So that's the clammy 9-inch. This is how it looks in a big pretty packaging. This is what's going to come inside of your box, and I can't wait till you all get to play with it. And surprise! The great thing is if you do love your layered cakes, then I definitely recommend that you're getting it. I'm playing with Glam Glam, which is like the original clammy pattern, and it's a great way to practice those curves on as well. But the fun thing about the mystery quilt is I have developed 2 new shapes that we're cutting out with the clammy. So super excited to share that with all of you.
Wow, exciting, exciting, exciting. The ladies in the chat have a few questions, and let's see if we can get some of those questions answered. We have something about non-slip. Do either of the rulers have non-slip grips?
No, but we will show you some things that you can use to make your rulers non-slip as well. There's a couple of different really quick things that you can do that we'll definitely show you how to do that with your rulers.
Yep, for mine too, I offer two different ways to minimize slippage, and it's when you scan that QR code, you're going to see those two ways. So when you get your ruler, take a look at that. Let's see, what other question? Oh, someone asked me about if I was doing free motion. Yes, acrylic ruler quilting is guided free motion. So yes to that question. Let's see, did I miss a question? Ladies, if you have any questions, are you on the fence about joining the mystery? We want to help you make that decision. Ask your question. We want to know. All right, let's see.
And also, I do want I know we sent an email out about it, and I don't think that everyone is aware, but we do have a referral program of sorts as well. So if you want to refer a friend, then if you go to our website and we'll post a link to it at the bottom of the YouTube and on the Facebook page as well when we get off the call. But if you go to our webpage in the bottom left hand corner, it says save like $15 off or something like that. But what you do is you put your email address in, it'll send you a code that you can give to your friends. They'll save $15 off the mystery quote if they join. And if they do join, then you'll get a coupon code for $15. And you can go and buy fun swag like our sweatshirts we have, or
Yeah, let
mugs,
me
scarves.
highlight you, Latifa, so that you can
Are
show
you going to highlight me?
yours. Yeah,
Oh,
so
so this is one of the sort of sweatshirts. I designed the logo. It says quilting soothes my soul, which I thought was perfect because with the whole a day away, with a day away, that's what we want to do. We want to be able to take a day away, and we know how good what quilting does for us. And then I have a tumbler here, and it has the Triple Stitch Collective logo on the back, and the quilting soothes my soul. And I know a lot of you. I saw earlier someone posted in the chat that they were at their computer and they were using their mouse pad. So we picked some fun things.
Right.
There's a pair of house shoes in there. I think, oh, Guyleen, we designed a jacket with one of her quilt designs. So there's some fun stuff in there as well. So if you do refer a friend, you will get $15 off that you can use towards anything on the website, including swag as well.
so Guyleen and I both have the sweatshirt, which is pretty
The
cool.
hoodies.
The hoodies, yeah. I love it.
Yes,
I always love
yeah,
something warm and cozy in the wintertime. So
And
absolutely.
ladies,
the quality of this is really cool as well. It's not super stretchy. I think it's unisize, and I have on a small, and it zips, and I think it's going to have minimum shrinkage. I didn't throw it in the wash yet, but the sleeves are nice and long, and they're not like a tourniquet on my upper arms, which is really good. And I can get it around my hip. So I have on a small, so that's what mine is. And this is I don't know, it's called deep gray or something, and it's a really cool gray. So it's kind of like a little upscale but it's not black, so it will
Right.
hide threads better when they get all over you from sewing. You won't see every thread; it'll blend in and such. So it's a strategic color, but there's lots of merch. If you Lots of merchandise for you guys to look at if you just go to the online store and shop away. It
well,
sounds
And
I
they'll
good,
also
so
love,
we're
make
having fun.
great Christmas gifts as well.
I also love the mug. It is deep. It's not shallow, so you get lots of coffee or tea if you're a tea drinker. I love this mug. It's
Hot
fantastic. So
cocoa.
hot cocoa.
Yeah, hot cocoa.
Uh-oh. Someone just ordered one. Okay.
We
And
have a
someone
couple of
That's
says,
questions
cool.
about the classes as well. Should we talk a little bit about a day away really quick? Like when does the class
Yeah.
begin? Will each
yeah.
lesson? Okay, so we are starting everything. So we're in the midst of packing toolboxes now, or having we have someone else packing them for us. We're praying
And
for her because
actually,
there's a lot of boxes going out.
Yeah, Holly just posted. Can't wait to get everybody their box to get it out of her house and
Thank you,
before
Holly, so
Thanksgiving.
much. She's working so hard and getting everything out to you. So, but we're getting pretty close to the end of the time to be able to sign up. And because we want everyone to get their boxes and be able to select fabric and stuff, we're going to show you how to do that in December. Classes start on January the 2nd. But the first 2 weeks of classes are actually, we don't want you to get the tools and to be overwhelmed by them. And so we want you to be fully prepared to be able to use the tools when we start sewing our mystery quilt, when we start a day away. So Guyleen and I, which our two tools are used for our sections, we're going to each take a week and show you using a mini project how to use the tools so you will not look at that and be intimidated when we start a day away. All of the classes will be pre-recorded and uploaded to the classroom. And that means that in the morning of the day that they'll be launched, the classes and your PDF for your pattern, all the supporting materials you need, and the videos will be in the classroom. You can watch them at your own leisure whenever you choose to. And they will be available for 6 months after the end of the course as well. So you'll get a chance to, finish your project. Am I missing anything, ladies?
No, it sounds like everything. Oh,
Yeah,
and the
and we'll
last,
start.
so it's two minis, 6 weeks, and then Geraldine follows with the master class on how to quilt the thing.
Which I'm so excited about. So,
Yeah,
so
And did
you'll
we
be
talk
all
about
prepared.
December? December, there's going to be some fun
Oh,
activities in the classroom and in the community. And if you're in the community and you haven't downloaded the app, download
you're missing it.
the app. Sign in on your desktop or your computer. Look at the top. We pinned at the top how to download the app to your phone. Why do you want that? Because the activity in the classroom in the community is going to rev up in December,
absolutely.
right? And in
Hmm.
January. When there's a notification, you'll get it that something has been uploaded, someone posted something, there's some new instruction or tip or something that we want you to know, you'll get it on the app. I love it. I
Yeah,
put it on silent mode. It just pops up and I see it. And then it reminds me to go check it when I have time.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we don't
And
want you to miss
and it's
anything.
the community. If you're not logged into the community, even if you just do it on your desktop, even though the app is wonderful, but log in. It's like a Facebook without all the ads and all the other stuff and
yeah,
politics or whatever things that we don't want to run into. So it's our own private community. And when we share things, we'll send out emails and things, but we can share them interactive with you. This is also streaming inside of the class, inside of the app as well, or inside of the classroom in the community as well. So definitely take advantage of that. And if you have a question, you pop in there. And even before the three of us get to answer, a lot of times the other participants are going to hop in and answer your questions or give advice. So it's really fun, and that's one of the great things about a day away and about Triple Stitch Collective is it's all about community, and the app allows, or the community and the app allows us to do that.
Exactly.
yeah.
Thank you for reminding us that it's in the classroom. I just pulled it up on my phone and I can see the three of us chatting right now on my phone in the app and it's live. So you can download it. Is it available, Latifa, for iPad? Someone wants to know.
It is a iPhone app and an Android app. So I think you may be able to download it on your iPad as an iPhone app, but it may not. I don't know how it formats for that. So I'd have to double check to be sure. But it's definitely on iOS and an Android as well.
So some are very interested. They want to know what it's called. The app is called, was it?
It's called Tevello,
Yeah.
Tevello, and it's the platform that our class is built on. So if you're whatever classes that you're signed up for on Tevello will pop up inside of your app. So if anyone has like the glare quilt in my for my, like a class that I have on that platform on my, then it'll also pop up inside of the app as well. So, but that's exactly how you get it. So TEVELLO. And if it's not pinned to the top, we'll pin it shortly. But it'll be one of the very first messages inside of on the page. We'll make sure it pops to the top shortly.
Okay. Well, someone has questions about navigating. They're logged in. They want to find classroom information. Where do they find that? Where do they go to the community? Um,
So I can talk through it. Are you trying to pull it up, Geraldine, or
I can get to our website, but I don't know if I'm going to be logged in or not. Let's see.
okay? So give us a
Um,
second. So here we
Yeah,
go.
while we're figuring that out,
So just
one of the things,
click on, oh yeah, go to the top. There you can see at the top of the, so at the top of your page, if you're not logged in, on the top right hand corner, it's hard to see, but on the second icon from the right, yeah, is a little like person, and that's where you can log in. So you would enter your email address and your password. If you forgot your password, there's a link below for you to reset your password. And then after you in that section, if you go on the top left hand, there's a number of different menu items, and there's one that's called Classroom and Community, or Community and yeah, Classroom and Community. Are you logging in for us?
I'm going to see if I can. I don't know if I can or not. We'll try it.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah,
meanwhile,
But
on the bottom,
when you click on Classroom and Community, it's going to, oh, I'm not logged in on my phone, which is really interesting. I usually am. Classroom and Community, and then it's going to give you the classroom at the top. So one will be the main A Day Away classroom. If you have one of the bonuses, if you got in under that time frame, that'll be under a classroom as well. And you scroll to the bottom, that'll be the community as well. We will send out an email to everyone that signed up for A Day Away that has more information about logging in again. Because I believe we sent a little bit of information out before. And then in December, we're going to talk about December in just a moment. But in December, we're also going to get a chance to walk through like how do you navigate the classroom in detail as well. So it's pretty user friendly.
well, I don't have my password handy, so I
Okay, all
can't
right.
log in. Yeah. Sorry, ladies. I wasn't prepared to log in.
Yeah, we weren't prepared for that one, but we'll make sure if you're signed up, look out for an email for us, and we'll make sure that you have what you need to be able to log in and find all the information that you need. And if that doesn't answer your questions, you can send us an email at glg at Triple Stitch Collective, and we'll be able to answer you pretty quickly on that.
I wanted to add that don't forget that once you sign up for a Day Away Mystery Quilt, you get total entertainment, ha ha ha, from us in the month of December. We got all kinds of extra tips and things to get you prepared in a very hectic time. There's so many holidays that are falling into December, depending on what religion you celebrate or just your friendships that you celebrate. So this is a nice, slow, gentle way that we are going to provide information to you through the classroom of how to get started, how to pick fabric, I think we already posted what the yardage was and how you need to look at that yardage, but we're going to talk more in depth the things, the gadgetry that we have around our sewing machines. And so you get our three perspectives. We're on different machines and how our studios operate. And someone actually already posted a picture of their studio, and I'm feeling very much at home because they are not the tidiest of stitchers, and mine looks just like theirs, which says we are one big community. We're one big family that all of our stuff pretty much looks the same. So you'll either sew like I sew and you'll have the stuff around you, or like Latifa or like Geraldine, but there's space for everyone here. We make space for you. And it doesn't matter whether you're a seasoned quilter, a master quilter, or just starting your journey. We have space for you. We make space for you because this is your community, not just ours.
Absolutely. Guyleen, someone was asking about the PDF that you shared earlier. It's not yet in the classroom. When we get off the call
Yeah,
today, I'll
it'll be
upload it.
posted. It'll be
It'll be
posted to the classrooms.
in the classroom, and you'll be able to have access to that shortly.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right. Wow. How exciting. Some ladies have downloaded the app and they are already in the classroom, which is fantastic. We love to hear that. I just downloaded it and she immediately got in, which is wonderful. And make sure you say hello, post a photo, show your studio. We want to get to know you. Let's see. What else?
Yeah.
Did I miss anything else, ladies, in the chat?
No, I think we covered it all. We covered all the merchandise that is available to purchase because we're having fun buying too. We've been shopping, you know. And we the fabric.
Fabric. That's it.
Yeah, Hancock, right. Hancock has some more kits if you're interested in batik. I think they just uploaded another group is available. And of course, we still have the solids, which is the Benetex Superior Solids. We still have a few of those kits available, and you would get that from our website as you sign up for the class. You know, the
And
mystery.
I think
You'll see
if
it.
you want it, go ahead and grab it because I think Hancock's maybe only has 8 or 9 left, and we only have about that many left as well. So if anybody's interested, then don't wait too long. And we just got notification that our fabric has been shipped to us already. Is it out the door
Yes,
just yet? So
yes,
we
I
should be
believe
getting it
so.
soon.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we should be
right.
getting it really soon. So stay tuned for that to get shipping notifications when that's ready to go out as well.
Exactly. I'm glad you reminded us that the kits are limited availability. So if you want the Island Boutique or the solids, don't wait because we don't want you not to get it if you want it. Why is it beneficial to get the kit? One, everything is pre-cut for you for the mystery. You don't have to rummage around looking for all the different pieces. But of course, if that's what you want to do, you want to pull from your stash, that's fine. But the kit means you are ready to go.
Right.
All right,
And the
ladies.
closer you get to the closer you get to Thanksgiving and your holiday season in December, the more you're going to wish you had a kit because we always think we have enough time to pull fabric and cut when the reality sets in that we're not ready because we have shopping to do, you know, cooking and visiting friends and family. Time just zips right past and we don't want to leave you behind. So that's why. And there's 15 yards of fabric total in those kits. So whatever you have left over, of course, we'll put it on the back. And I don't know, we may have a couple more surprises. So, you just never know with us.
All right. Well, ladies, we can't wait to see you in the classroom, in the community. Drop us an email. You have any
Uh,
questions? Don't forget to take advantage of the 15 off when you bring a friend. They get 15 off and you get 15 credit. It's right there on the website. Easy to do. Anything else, Latifa? Did I miss anything?
yeah, we had
I
one
think that's
question
it.
from Hel.
We got a special request for a unisex hoodie. I can actually do that for you. Give me a week or so. I'll get it
Oh,
posted for
really?
you.
Okay, great.
Um, the other thing, Helen wanted to know what weight thread. For just standard quilting weight, 50. I use 60 personally, but 50 is a good weight. And I'm not sure if you're
Mhm.
also referring to machine quilting thread about the weight.
Oh,
So,
okay,
Geraldine,
yeah.
what was your thought on that?
I think that's going to be part of the discussion that we have in December
Okay.
that you mentioned earlier, that we're going to have all these
Okay.
answers to questions about thread and needles, especially your tip about using those very thin piecing
Mhm.
pins.
Right.
It may be
Patchwork.
the first time people have heard about that, and we're going to share tips like that. So that's another reason why you want to download the app. You want to get notifications when these things are happening. We don't want you to miss out. All right, they're saying happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to
Happy
everyone.
Thanksgiving.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I think
We'll
there's a way that the little kids used to make turkeys or something with their hands. I don't know. They got new stuff like the fingers make the feathers or something. I don't have kids. Okay, come on. I saw that. All right. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving,
everyone.
everyone. Thanks for joining us today.
Bye
Bye.
now.